Assalamu alaikum everyone, hope you're all doing good. And yesterday we took part A, and according to our today's lesson planner we have part B, question number 1, and part C, question number 1 and 2. So let's begin with our part B, which is make questions to get the following answers and use the words in the brackets that are given as in hints. Okay, so what we are going to do, the answers are given over here. We will write the possible questions for these statements given over here. And the questions will begin with these hints that are given at the end of every statement. Number 1 is there are 3 peoples who helped Perseus. Let's see what is this question. What is the question of this statement? That will begin with how many. So the question will be how many young people helped Perseus? The next answer is they know where to find the nymphs. They know where to find the nymphs. And the question of this statement, this answer will begin with why. So the question will be why are the people helpful? Why were they helpful? Because they actually knew where the nymphs were actually located. Next answer is he uses the shield as a mirror. So this is the answer. The possible question will begin with how. So the question is that how does Perseus use the shield? Our next answer is Perseus will win the battles, and the possible question will begin with will. And the question will be will Perseus win the battles? And the last statement is the sea was red with the blood of the serpent. And the question will begin with what, and it will end with like. So the question will be what was the water like? You can either finish your question over here or you can write the complete one, that is what was the water like after the Perseus killed the serpent. Alright. Now we are on part C. Before taking question number 1, we have some of the information related to active and passive voice. And remember that whenever the active voice has second form of verb, and whenever we have second form of verb in a sentence, that shows that it is an active verb, and when we change that active verb and active voice into a passive voice, we always use was and verb with third form of verb. Alright, for example, one of the examples I've written over here, the active voice is the dog ate the cake. As we know that I have used here ate, so this is the second form of verb. Let's see how I have changed active voice into a passive voice. The cake was eaten by the dog. First of all, I have used was over here, and then I have used eaten, which is the third form of eat. And remember, the object comes at the first and the subject comes at the last when we change active into a passive voice. You should remember 3 different steps. First of all, active shows a second form of verb. When we are changing into passive, we will use was and verb with third form of verb. The subject will go at the place of an object and the object will come at the place of subject. Alright. So let's move forward towards our question number 1 now. Now we are on question number 1, which is which of the following verbs are active and which of them are passive. Before starting, we should know that active has only second form of verb, and passive has was or verb with the use of third form of verb. Okay, if you are clear with this part, let's begin our first part, which is the little boy sang a song. First of all, we should know where is a verb. We will point out the verb first, and then we will recognize whether it is an active or it is used as a passive verb. So sang, as it is the second form of verb, so it is active. The fish was thrown into the water. Where is the verb? Was thrown is the verb, and as we have used was with third form of verb, so it is passive. My shoes were taken by my sister. Were taken. Again, we have used were with third form of verb, so this is passive. My sister took away my shoes. This is took, only the second form of verb, so this is active. The vulture was chased by the angry farmer. Was chased is the verb, and what kind of verb is it? It's passive. The angry farmer chased the vulture. Chased. It is a verb, and as it is used as a second form of verb, so it is active. One beautiful house was knocked down by the gale. Was knocked. So Was knocked is used as a passive. Another beautiful house was built by my grandfather. Was built. We have used was again and with built. So this is passive. And the last one is my grandfather built a third house, but that was knocked down by a gale too. So here built is used as second form of verb. So it is active. I hope you understood this one. Active. In active form, in active voice we have second form, and in passive voice we have was and were with third form of verb. Let's move towards our question number 2 now. Now we are on question number 2, which is change the following into passives. If you remember how we have changed the active into passives, then this question will be easier for you. Remember, active have second form of verb, and while changing into passives, the subject comes at the place of an object, and object comes at the place of a subject. And while changing, we will use was and were with third form of verb. Alright, let's see what's the first one. The boy kicked the football. So its passive is the football was kicked by the boy. First of all, football, the object comes at the first, the subject comes at the last, and I have used was with third form of verb. Next is the girl painted the picture. Let's see how to change this into passive voice. So its passive is the picture was painted by the girl. Was with third form of verb. Third is the man drove the jeep. The jeep was driven by the man. Was with driven, third form of verb. The boy flew the kite. The kite was flown by the boy. My father wrote some letters. It has second form of verb. Let's see how to change this active. Some letters were written by my father. Were with third form of right, which is written. Next one is the postman brought the parcels. The parcels were brought by the postman. Brian sent the money. And the passive is the money was sent by Brian. Jamil won the prize. The prize was won by Jamil. Shahid broke the swing. The swing was broken by Shahid. And the last one is Shazia sewed the dress. And its passive is the dress was sewn by Shazia. Remember, this verb is not sew, it's sew, sewed, sewn. Alright, so this was today's lesson related to active and passive voice. I hope you understood this one. Thank you so much for listening.